this gives us a little bit more room. We don't have quite as many trees, you know, coming from the south, though. But it does give us more room. I think this makes more sense just because, again, it does give us more space. So let's go ahead and bookmark this, and we're going to call this home. Look at that. All right, welcome back, everybody, to Empyrion Galactic Survival on 10.5 Experimental. I'm an old guy gaming, and we are literally picking up within seconds of where we left off in the last episode. So this is right where we killed the golem, and he gave us promethium and copper ore, a restroom and gold. Actually, you know, gold's going to come in handy too, because we could make ourselves an EVA booster if we don't come across one before we need one. So that's good too. So those golems are going to really help us, because they're going to help us, you know, with XP and giving us really good drops. And if you didn't catch that last episode, the golems basically are afraid of the water. I mean, they'll come right up to the edge of it. They might dip their toes in, but they won't go into the water, or at least not very far. And so you can just get far enough out in the water, and then you can cheese them down, and it works really well. But anyway, what we're going to do in this episode is we're going to explore kind of to the south of the lake here. Our little base camp is right up there, kind of on the north eastern shore. But we're gonna follow the shore and kind of go down along here and just kind of see what's down here. Now we got Xerax territory over here, so we kind of want to move away from there and maybe work our way, you know, to the west and or to the south a little bit. But we're not quite at the point where we're ready to actually, you know, travel yet. I haven't decided if I'm gonna build just a real quick survival-ish base on this lake, or if we're gonna try and go elsewhere. The challenge that we're gonna have is, of course, you know, weight and stuff like that, because I made up a bunch of blocks, and we would not be able to take those with us if we did decide to go someplace else. The main reason why we would is to get away from that damn Xerax territory. But we need to stay close to the water, because it can get brutally hot here on this planet. I mean, it can get over 200 degrees Fahrenheit, potentially. And then it also can get really cold at night too, so it's very extreme temperatures. But anyway, let's head over this way. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of trees and a little bit of a mountainous region here to the south. So that might be a good place for us to think about setting up our more permanent base. So let's just check that out. And you know, we just want to stay close to the water. So if the day gets super hot, you know, very absolute worst comes to worst, we can just kind of work our way back while staying in the water. That would take a long time though, but before I would do that though, I would probably... Oh yeah, we've got some really nice green trees over there, you guys. That's beautiful. I just wish we weren't so damn close to the Xerax territory is all. This is nice. I mean, this is the nicest biome that we've come across so far on this planet. Really nice. It's going to be cooler here. We're going to have to contend with spiders and, you know, nasty alien ant, scorpion, praying mantis things, but so what? I mean, we'll deal with those guys. Oh yeah, this is nice. Okay, so I guess the question now is, let's hop off the bike for a second. It's an oasis. We have found ourselves an oasis. It's beautiful. Look at that beautiful sunset too. That deadly but beautiful sunset. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, we're still really close to Xerax territory is the only problem. We need to find a place like this on another lake that's further away from those morons. That's what we need to find. But it's nice to know this is here, because this is the sort of biome that we want to really build our base in. So we're not out in the heat of the desert. There's some alien honey too. Let's actually pick that. The game doesn't call it that anymore, but all of us who've been playing Empyrion, you know, for years still call it alien honey. okay, we've got these little pod things here, which I believe give us plant protein. Oh no, those give us buds. Okay, those give us buds. Yeah, this is a really, really nice place. I guess the thing about being next to the Xerax biome is it the biome that has the drone base in it or not? Because if the drone base is on the other side of the planet, then it doesn't matter so much. But if it's in that territory, that would be no bueno. That would be no bueno, man. No bueno at all. Lots of trees, lots of green grass. In fact, it's actually downright cold here right now. 37 degrees. Whoop! Who put that tree there? Oh, there's some spice too. We needed that earlier, but we found some, because we had some indigestion, but we found some herbal leaves. So we managed to pull through with those. But let's pick that. Alright, well, I guess we needed to make a decision. Now, one thing I suppose we could risk, does that do anything? Or is it just kind of a decorative thingy? We could actually go into the Xerax territory and try and scout it, but doing that on a motorcycle, particularly in the daytime, is super, super risky. I mean, we're really just asking for trouble by doing that. But, you know, we would know what the deal is in terms of, you know, whether or not they have the drone base there. Well, we'd have to find it though too. I mean, there's no guarantee we're going to find it right away, particularly on a motorcycle. In fact, if we do find it on a motorcycle, we're probably already too close to it. So, yeah, it's kind of a catch-22, isn't it? I guess the other consideration is that we could do a starter base here. It doesn't necessarily have to be our permanent base. Just enough to get us going, you know, at least with a hover vessel. And then we could do a more thorough exploration of the planet, and if we find a better place, then we could move, you know? Because once we have the hovercraft, then we would be able to haul stuff in it that we're not going to be able to haul in our own inventory. And you could have almost fooled me that, you know, that we're even on an arid planet here. This almost looks like a temperate planet. It's a marsh biome. I wonder how deep the water gets on this end. Would we be able to get out to the seaweed fairly quick? Let's look at that real quick. It seems to get fairly deep fairly quick, but not necessarily. Oh. We need to deal with this. Let's go ahead and suck a bunch of these down, and we'll save the big ones. We won't have to rely upon seaweed forever either, particularly in this biome, because there are other plants that give, like, the plant protein. Is that a... No. I was gonna say, is that a telepod? You kind of had that little orange look on it, but that's the sun shining down on it. Well, the seaweed's definitely not close to the shore. That's going to be fairly deep water out that way. Alright, well, I don't think we need to keep going this way for now. Let's just head back to the shore here. So I'm thinking, guys, that we probably should go ahead and take advantage of this awesome biome here and get going with a starter base. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to go back to our stuff. I'm going to build a cargo container, and then I'm going to have to just ferry everything over here on the motorcycle to do the move, and that's probably going to take a few trips. But before we do that, let's actually decide where we're actually going to make the base. I'm just going to leave that spice there for now. I'd kind of like to have it over where there's more trees, but still close enough to the water to where we can put a water generator down, and if we absolutely have to jump back in it ourselves. But it's not going to be so hot in this biome though. See, it's only 51 degrees right now. But this is pretty shallow. I mean, we have to get all the way out to here before we're cool, but that's not a big deal. That's what jetpacks are for, right? So we could either, choose this area here next to the shore, or that wooded area over there. It's probably 6 of one, half dozen of the other. I guess one advantage of doing this is we're a little bit closer to the deeper water out here if we go here as opposed to in this little cove. So maybe that's what we'll do. Let's go look at that. Let's go look at that area. We'll survey it. And then what we could do is come over here once we get a harvester and cut down all these trees and have a crap ton of wood. But the trees over by where we're going to build the base we'll leave intact for the most part. It's nice and flat over here too. Okay, so there's two ways we could do this. We could either build right at the water's edge, which is probably the safer thing to do. It's not safer necessarily from the standpoint of drone attacks, but it's safer because, well, we're closer to the water, right? Or we could build back into the trees a little ways. And the trees might actually give us a little bit of cover from the drones. Or maybe they don't. I don't know. Maybe the drones completely ignore trees. I don't think they can shoot through them, though. So even if they do start shooting at us, if we've got some trees in front of the house, that will give us a little bit of protection. We're probably not going to be in a situation in this biome where it's going to get to be 200 degrees Fahrenheit either. So I don't think we need to worry about that a whole bunch. Yeah, you can give me indigestion all you want, because I got spice now. Let's finish the rest of that milk before it goes bad. And we'll top off with the food there. And this herbal leaf has a perish time of 8. That has a perish time of 47. So let's eat this. Does that do indigestion too? Oh, it does. But that lasts for 56. So we'll take that because that's what's going to expire the soonest. Alright. Does stuff in your inventory expires faster or slower on your toolbar? See, it says 7 there no matter what, so I don't think it really matters. What if we do this? It's 7 no matter what. That's 47 there. And it's 47 there. Seems to me like I remember somebody saying at one point in time that if it was on your toolbar, it didn't expire as quickly, or maybe the other way around. I can't remember. But it doesn't appear to be that way from checking it here. So if we decide to build the base kind of back more in the trees, like I said, we would have a little bit of, I would think, a little bit of protection from the drones. Not a ton, but a little bit. as opposed to just being right out there in the open on the shore, because as soon as they get within range, they can start blasting us. But if we build over here, we got a little bit of cover on all sides, really. So this would almost be the perfect spot right here to put down our roots. All right. What I'm thinking I might do is maybe make another constructor here. We'll need to come up with 3 iron ore and silicone ore, because otherwise I got to haul all this stuff back and then haul it all the way back here again. And it's not going to hurt for us to have a third constructor anyway. So we just need to come up with, what do we need? 3 iron and 2 silicon. And then we can load all of this stuff in the constructor, leave it here, and then we'll go back and start hauling the rest of our stuff over here. So I think that's what we're going to do. I think that's our plan. So this is our new home, man. Our new home. So let's head out here and get ourselves some iron and some silicon. Those are almost stone. We might have to go all the way out into the deep desert to get some iron. Yeah, that's all stone. Okay. Well, let's head out here. We're in super good shape. We're almost at full health, almost at full food. Our oxygen's doing really well. So we don't need the copper right at the moment, but we always need copper. So we're gonna harvest it anyway. Can't have too much copper. It's just not possible. Not even in the end game. I have never in this game had a point in time where I said to myself, "Self, you have too much copper." I have said that about stuff like iron, but not copper. It just doesn't happen. We got lizard mules out here to hunt for food. Yeah, this is a really, really nice place. Okay, it's gonna get hotter than hell out here, so we can't dilly-dally. We just need to grab some iron and get the frick back out. Or not. I guess it's only 89 degrees. Never mind. That might change, though. Okay, so that gives us enough iron. Now we just need to find some silicon, which we should have no trouble finding down by the water. Yep. You know what? Oh, there's silicon right there. And there's some iron. Let's just grab the iron. Since it's not super hot yet. It's 91 degrees. Okay, is that enough? Yes, it is. Okay, so let's get that going. And we'll head back to our build site. Is that copper too? No. We'll head back to our build site. We'll set that thing down. We will make a cargo container. And then we'll dump all of our current inventory, except for a few things that we need to keep with us for survival, into there. And then we'll go and start hauling all of our stuff from the old location to the new location. I'll probably do most of that off camera. So I'm feeling pretty good about things, guys. I'm feeling pretty good about things. Maybe, just maybe, not making any promises, maybe 5 deaths is all we'll have to put up with in this playthrough. We will have to see. We will have to see. We've got a lot of dangerous stuff coming up, though, so I'm not counting on that. I'm gonna try to make that happen, but I'm not counting on it, if that makes sense. Okay. Let's go back around this way to our nice new cool, in both meanings of the word, oasis area for our base location. I think we were going to do it right back in here, if I recall. This would be a good spot because it's got pretty much trees on all sides. There's a little bit more room out here though, because what I want to try and do is I want to try and avoid cutting these trees down. I want to keep them in place, both because it looks cool and presumably it gives us some shade, though I don't think that actually matters, and it gives us a small degree of cover from drones. So I guess this spot's pretty good here. It's a little bit tight. It's a little bit tight. And you know, if we have to knock a couple of trees down, we have to knock a couple of trees down. It's not the end of the world. Look at that copper just sitting right there. This gives us a little bit more room. We don't have quite as many trees, you know, coming from the south though. But it does give us more room. I think this makes more sense just because, again, it does give us more space. So probably somewhere right about here is where we should make it happen. So let's go ahead and bookmark this, and we're going to call this home. Look at that. Okay, cool. Now let's move over to this big tree here, and we'll set down our constructor. And hopefully we have enough iron. We should have enough iron. We're going to put all of this in here. Let's keep... That's got a perish time of 4. Yeah, that's going to go bad before we can eat it all. Let's keep some of the protein bars with us too. Though, you know, we have some back at the base we're going to grab too. We'll keep all that with us. I don't think there's anything on my toolbar that I'm willing to leave behind. But what we need to do is make ourselves a container, and we have to learn that. So let's go into our F3 menu. And we want to go to base, and we want to go to cargo box. Okay. Now, let's make a cargo box. So, iron ingots and steel plates. Actually, we don't need to wait for that. Let's just let it cook up, and we will come back for it here in a little bit. Okay, so let's see. We got about 7 more minutes left in this video, so I guess I'll just keep you with me while we go get our stuff, because that's really, there's nothing else at this point that I should be doing but doing that. So just hang with me. You know, just remember the nature of this this Let's Play is that it's going to be a little more, it's going to be a little slower, a little more grindy. Stuff's going to take longer. And of course, I'm not going to do all of that on camera, but things will get exciting. Trust me. Just got to be patient. Just got to be patient. Because when I get to the point, you know, where I do start doing the POI raids, you know, we've got the enemy set to the hardest setting for one thing, but also, you know, I still have very, you know, quickly draining health and stamina and oxygen and all that, so those will have an impact on our effectiveness at combat. So things should be pretty exciting. I don't think we're going to really harvest anything on the way there or back, because we need maximum capacity for moving stuff. The heaviest stuff that we'll have, of course, are all the concrete blocks that I made, so that we're definitely not going to be able to do those in one trip. It's going to take a few trips. I almost wonder too if it'd be faster for us to swim across, at least at this point. Yeah, let's do it. Maybe not. Maybe not. Not sure. Probably would have been faster just to take the bike, but we'll just go this way. We'll have a nice supply of O2 when we get back. We should have a full stack of the big cans and then a bunch of water where we can make some more little ones too. Let's take another meat before it spoils. How much more time do we have on that? Repair's time is 3, okay. So we're off to it. We're doing well. We had a very, very rough start, of course. But we started getting a bit of a leg up in episode 2, and then from there on out, you know, things have gone quite well for us. You know, knock on wood, right? I'm knocking on my wood desk. But we're doing okay. We're doing okay. I'm excited to conquer this place, man. We're going to show this planet who's boss. Or at least that's the plan. Whether or not it actually ends up working out that way remains to be seen. But hopefully that's what happens. Hope you guys are enjoying this this new playthrough so far. It's a little bit different than the normal, you know, with the hard settings. I'm sure enjoying it because I do like that challenge, you know. I do like the challenge. Yeah, we would have been there by now if we would have just gone around, but oh well, we know better next time. Okay, so what we've got to do here. What we've got to do here is grab as much stuff as we can carry and take it over to the other place. So starting with this. Oh, that is such a beautiful sight there. A full stack of O2. Such a beautiful sight. Alright, what do we got in here? We got more meat and more fuel. So let's stop all construction. And these are probably pretty heavy, aren't they? Relatively heavy. So I guess we'll let that guy finish up. And there's nothing being constructed over here. What I think I want to do is take one of these guys over to the new base location, but leave the other one here, continuing to, you know, to make more. We probably don't need to do that, but let's just do it anyway. Let's just do it anyway, so that way we're playing it safe. You know what I mean? And we're going to pick this constructor up too and take it on the first trip. And then we'll take everything that we can carry out of here. And if we can carry everything except for the blocks, then we'll also take however many blocks it'll let us carry. And we might be able to pull this off in just 2 trips. That would be nice. If we could. We'll have to wait and see here. Let's eat another one of these meats before they go bad. Okay, so we're just waiting on that guy. Let's get more of these cooking up with the water that we have. That's really all it's good for. It gives you a little bit of stamina and cools you off for like 5 frickin' seconds by only 5 points. It's so worthless when it comes to using it for that reason. Okay, so we've got that guy picked up. Let's grab most of the fuel out of you, but we'll leave maybe 2 in there. Maybe even just 1, because you still have 18 minutes. We'll be done with this in 18 minutes for sure. Alright, now, so we're at 169 volume. So let's just start loading up until we can not load up anymore. Most of this stuff is not super, super heavy. It's really just going to be the blocks that's going to be the heaviest. This is going to be kind of heavy. 516, 571. Okay, so that is our max weight that we can carry. It's kind of funny that it still doesn't slow us down. Okay, so when we come back, we're gonna. It probably is gonna take us more than 2 trips, just because the blocks themselves are pretty damn heavy. So when we come back, we'll grab as much of these as we can, and we'll just keep going back and forth until we got everything over there. And there goes the timer. All right, guys. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm basically gonna move everything over to the build site, and kind of do a little bit of inventory management, kind of get a few things situated, and then when I'm ready to start working on the actual build of our first base, that will be the beginning of episode 5. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and consider sharing out the video on your social media, and also leaving a comment. All those things do help the video, and I greatly appreciate it. Guys, have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.